Hey guys, I'm Shravik Sethi, and today we're going to go over the basics of American football. The National Football League, or NFL, is the professional football league for American football in the United States, and it's made up of 32 teams that are split into two conferences of 16 teams. In the regular season, each team plays 16 games. For now, that's going to change to 17 games pretty soon. And the AFC champion and the NFC champion will then play against each other in the Super Bowl. So in this year's Super Bowl, which will be on February 7th, the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs will play the NFC champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's talk about how to play. The game is broken down into 4 quarters, each of which is 15 minutes long. And at any time on the field, each team will have 11 players. Now, the difference between football and most other sports is that the offense of a team and the defense of a team are made up of completely different players. And in football, there's a third unit called special teams, which is involved in the kicking portion of the game. The most common ways of scoring points are a touchdown, which is worth 6 points, and a field goal, which is worth 3 points. You get a touchdown by carrying the ball across the goal line and into one of these end zones. And a field goal is got by kicking the ball through the uprights that you see here on either side of the end zone. An extra point is a field goal attempt from 33 yards that only occurs after you score a touchdown. Every game of football starts with a kickoff from the 35-yard line. So in this case, let's say the blue team will kick the ball off, and the red team will catch the ball and try to run as far as they can before the blue team stops them. So in this scenario, let's say they are stopped at the 20-yard line. The job of the red team's offense now is to try to get the ball into the end zone. And the way to move the ball is primarily by having your quarterback throw the ball to a receiver or by having your running back run the ball. So let's look at a typical offensive drive. When an offense starts, they start out at 1st and 10, which means that this is their first attempt out of 4 and that they have 10 yards to go to get a new set of downs. And in this case, they're starting at their own 17-yard line. Lucky for the red team's offense, on this first down play, the quarterback has thrown the ball for a 13-yard gain, which means they have crossed that 10-yard requirement, and they get a new set of downs starting at the 30-yard line. So let's assume now for this scenario that the offense has tried 2 more times to reach the 40-yard line, and they're now at the 37-yard line. So it's 4th down and 3. The offense is left with a decision now. They can try to get those 3 yards on this play, but if they fail, the other team will get the ball at this position and be able to try to work their way to their end zone. Or the team can punt the ball, which means that their kicker will punt the ball or kick the ball as far as he can down the field. So let's say that the blue team now has the ball at the 9-yard line, and on their first play, now they commit a turnover. A turnover is when the offense accidentally gives the ball to the defense. The two main ways are an interception, in which someone on the defense catches the ball that the quarterback throws, or a fumble, in which when someone on the offense is running with the ball, they drop the ball and the defense picks it up. So in this case, let's say the blue team threw an interception and the red team caught it. And so we'll say that they got it at the 21-yard line and they'll have 1st and 10. So again, in this scenario, the red team is facing a 4th down, and in this case, it's 4th down and 1. Previously, we talked about the decision to either go for it, in other words, try to get that 1 yard, or punt. But in this case, because they're so close to the end zone, they actually have the opportunity to kick a field goal. Usually the longest field goal you'll see in the game might be somewhere between 55 and 59 yards. And so here they're well within that range to kick a field goal and try to get those 3 points. Let's say, though, that the team decides to go for it on that 4th down and they end up scoring a touchdown. The team will get 6 points, and then they'll go for that 1 point or 2 point play. And after that, just like at the beginning of the game, the red team will kick the ball off from the 35-yard line, and it will be the blue team's turn to try and score. But that about wraps it up here. I hope you all now have a basic understanding of football And keep an eye out for some of our future videos on sports, which will include topics such as cricket and baseball. Thank you so much for your time, and have a good rest of your day.